I don't care. I'm not going to read this. Hi, what's up? I talk about books, series, and movies, and life in general. Let's get started. Today's video is gonna be about my August TBR, so welcome. And if you didn't know, I'm a mood reader through and through. Also, I've been trying to complete Goodreads reading challenge since a while now. First book that I have chosen for my August TBR is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I specifically chose for two reasons. Firstly, because it's a part of Goodreads challenge. So if I read this book, I get the literally summer achievement bookmark. I've already started reading this book. It's because this is getting adapted into a movie starring Nina Dobrev from The Vampire Diaries. Elena, Catherine, hello. Yeah, that's another reason I just saw that they've started filming, so it's gonna be really fun. I'm gonna read the blurb. It says Piper Bellinger is fashionable and influential, and her reputation as a wild child means the paparazzi are constantly on her heels. When too much champagne and an out of control rooftop party land Piper in the slammer, her stepfather decides enough is enough. So he cuts her off and sends her and her sister to learn some responsibility running their late father's dive bar in Westport, Washington. Piper hasn't even been in Westport 5 minutes when she meets big bearded sea captain Brendan Taggart, who thinks she won't last a week outside of Beverly Hills. So, what if Piper can't do math and the idea of sleeping in a shabby apartment with bunk beds gives her hives? How bad could it really be? She's determined to show her stepfather and the hot, grumpy local that she is more than just a pretty face. Except, it's a small town, and everywhere she turns, she bumps into Brendan. The fun loving socialite and the gruff fisherman are polar opposites, but there's an undeniable attraction simmering between them. Piper doesn't want any distractions, especially feelings for a man who sails off into the sunset for weeks at a time. Yet, as she reconnects with her past and begins to feel at home in Westport, Piper starts to wonder if the cold, glamorous life she knew is what she truly wants. LA is calling her name, but Brendan and this town full of memories may have already got her heart. What I know about this book is that the FMC was based on Alexis. But when I'm reading the book, I don't see a hint of Alexis, I'll be honest with you. FMC reminds me of Caroline Channing from Two Broke Girls. If you haven't watched that show, please binge watch that show. It is so good. Even when I'm imagining, I'm not thinking of Nina Dobrev or I'm not thinking of Alexis Rose or whoever. I'm just thinking it's Caroline Channing. It's literally Caroline Channing, and no one can tell me that it's not. I mean, the author is saying it's not, but okay, whatever. But that. Anyway, so this is the first book, and I've already started reading. I'm halfway through already. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, I really like it. We'll see when we finish this book. So the second book in the August TBR is The Hardy Boys, The Mystery of Cabin Islands, written by Franklin W. Dixon. I grew up reading Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Famous Five books. I saw this in the sale. I was like, I have to pick it up because, of course, when I read it, I was like really young. Why not start again? It was on 50% off, so I was like, let's pick it up. I could pick only this as the books had run out. It was literally sold out. So luckily I found this. If you all don't know what Hardy Boys is written by Franklin W. Dixon. It's a pseudonym for Edward Stratemeyer. Hardy Boys is actually about two brothers. Their father is a detective as well, and the boys always come across a mystery that they have to solve and they end up solving. They're also much better than their father, is what is said. When I read the blurb that is about this book particularly, it says, invited for a Christmas vacation, the brothers soon discover that Cabin Island is far from deserted. Strange occurrences and unsettling encounters hit at a clandestine operation. A missing heirloom and cryptic clues propel the young detectives into a thrilling investigation. Braving treacherous conditions and confronting suspicious individuals, the Hardy Boys must unravel the island's secrets before a dangerous plot reaches its culmination. Can they solve the mystery of Cabin Island and expose the truth hidden beneath the winter landscapes? I think they can. I believe in the Hardy Boys. They are amazing. Always a fan. Will forever be a fan. So this is my second book in the August TBR. Next book in my August TBR is Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan, and it is a part of a Goodreads achievement, which is why I picked this book, very honestly. I didn't know if I wanted to read it right now because I'm a mood reader, so the mood was not that. Fiction or non-fiction books. Because it was a part of this achievement particularly, I was like, let's do it. Let's pick it up and let's complete Goodreads reading challenge per se. I know that it's a really good book, like a lot of people are raving about it, and it's a small book, so I think it should be doable. Again, I thought I Who Have Never Known Men was a small book and I'll go through it easy peasy. That book affected me a lot. Like, it's still with me. Like, I read it back in June. It's still with me. Like, that. So I think this is going to be like that. Anyway, I'm going to read the blurb. It says, it is 1985 in a small Irish town. During the weeks leading up to Christmas, Bill Furlong, a coal merchant and family man, faces into his busiest season. Early one morning, while delivering an order to the local convent, Bill makes a discovery which forces him to confront both his past and the complicit silences of a town controlled by the church. Already an international bestseller, Small Things Like These is deeply affecting story of hope, quiet heroism, and empathy from one of our most critically lauded and iconic writers. Yeah, I'm ready. Like, I have made up my mind. I'm gonna read this. Yes, let me do it. I just wanted to say this is the reason why I like doing Goodreads reading challenge because this is not something that I would voluntarily pick up. Because of this reading challenge, it kind of forces me into like breaking out of my comfort zone and picking a book. Because me being a mood reader, I am very moody and I'm like, oh, what am I feeling like reading now? Like, I will randomly pick up a book and be like, okay, this is what I'm in the mood for, and I'll read. And some books which are like really good will not be picked because I'm not in the mood for it. So yeah, this is the main reason why I like doing a Goodreads reading challenge. Anyway, moving on to the next one. This is another book that is a Goodreads Winter Challenge book that I have chosen from the achievement which just opened basically. It's called Summer Encore. So if you've seen my previous Goodreads Summer Challenge video, it just opened on August 1st. If you want to watch that video, it's a quite a good video. You can click here or here, I think it'll just pop up. You can watch that video. So Summer Encore said, collect this achievement when you read a new summer book. So the new summer book, I was really hoping it was going to be It Happened One Summer, but it wasn't. So the book that I picked is called Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt by Ben Reeves. I hadn't heard much about it because, of course, it just released in July 7th, 2026. When I was reading the blurb, I really liked it. I quite thought it would be interesting because I do enjoy such concept, like a little dark but a little profound-ish. I watched a couple of YouTube videos that were raving about this book and I was like, okay, I'm on the right track. So I thought this is the book that I'm gonna pick up. I have placed an order for this book, so it hasn't come yet. But this is the book I want to read this month for the achievement Summer Encore. I'm just gonna read what it says. Travis is in the modern world. He wears jeans and a t shirt and lives in a small grey town. His job is to offer people comfort in their final hours of life. He is stoic, gentle, and a little naive, despite everything he knows. He's young and handsome despite who he is. Each death he witnesses is meaningful to him. Listens, never judges, and most importantly, never tries to change anyone's fate. He knows that every life must eventually end to maintain the balance of the universe, and he respects the cycle. Then he meets Dahlia, a midwife, and her boisterous 8-year-old daughter, Layla, who live across the hall. As Dahlia and Layla come to embrace Travis, it becomes more difficult to maintain the detachment that's allowed him to function for so long. Their time together teaches him what's truly important in life and what might be irrevocably lost in death. Written with radiant warmth, wisdom, and compassion, Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt is a timeless story about appreciating life, accepting its end, and finding our place in the universe, especially when it feels most impossible. That will resonate with anyone who has ever loved and lost or worried at times passing. I do want to cry right now. Now you know why I wanted to read this book. These are the books I absolutely love, devour. Not normal, but you believe in it. Something like this exists. Of course, it doesn't, but my heart and my mind says maybe it does. And it's so beautiful, like just a slice of life, sort of a book. I know I'm gonna cry a lot in this book, but yeah, I have to read this book. So let's see. Anyway, so this is the book. Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt by Ben Reeves is my next book in the August TBR. All right, moving on to the next and the last book. I don't want to push my luck, but the next book is, so I have two books that I want to choose between, and I don't know which one to. Alice Feeney's My Husband's Wife, and the other one is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now I'm really confused in these two books because this is the book I wanted to read last month as well. But Piranesi kind of threw me a curveball, and I was like, I don't want to read anything that's dark, serious, nothing, nothing, nothing. So neither of these books were read. Mainly because this book seems very dark and academia sort of a book. Piranesi was a very weird and very abstract kind of a book, and I was like, I did not want to read that. I wanted to read next after Piranesi. After that book, I was like, no, I can't read this. I will go into a reading slump all over again, and I can't. I don't want to because I have a lot of books to read. So I chose not to read this, neither this. My Husband's Wife is a psychological thriller kind of a book, and the other book is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Again, it's a very chunky book. I have to read this book before September 14th because it is a part of community picks. So I'm a little confused because if I push this for September, I will have only 14 days to read it. Me being a mood reader, will I want to? I don't know. I'm going to decide either of these two books by the end of this month. I already do have like two, three, four books that I have to read. So the fifth book, I will choose either of these. Who knows? I probably will not even reach the fourth book. You never know when you're me. Anyway, so that's about it. These were my August TPRs. Let me just do a quick recap and tell you the books that I have chosen for August TBR. The first book is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, and it covers my literally summer achievement. The Hardy Boys, The Mystery of Cabin Islands, not a part of any reading challenge, but just pure nostalgia. Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan, which I have an audio book too, so I'm gonna read slash listen to that. Next book is Everything Was Beautiful But Nothing Hurt. I have ordered the book and it should be here soon. Last book is gonna be either of Alice Feeney's My Husband's Wife or The Secret History by Donna Tartt. We shall see when we reach that bridge. That's about it. This was my August TBR. A couple of books that I want to read this month. And if you've stayed till the end and if you've liked this video, please make sure you're liking and commenting and subscribing if you haven't subscribed. Would love to know the books that you are reading this month. And if you want, you can help me choose between the books that I'm a little confused about to read this month. If not, that's completely all right. Next video is gonna be me doing like a wrap up of the books that I read in July. Also the series that I watched last month, because I did watch quite a few. I also do a couple of weekly vlogs and weekend vlogs to show you a part of my life. I live in Mumbai and yeah, I just live a very normal life. See you in the next one.